Hello traders, this is Trade Your Way. Welcome to another session. Today we're going to be talking about the third and final strategy. It's called the Momentum Strategy, or MT Strategy. It's a very powerful strategy. All of our strategies are going to be here on our website, tradeyourway.co.uk strategies. We are slowly building this website. Tons of resources, always free, always available. Also join the Telegram groups because we have the VIP Telegram groups, which is for signals and analysis. This is where we share all of our trades, all of our ideas, all of our results, signals, everything. This one is a chat group for discussions, everything to do with trading generally. Also a bit of cake and other fun things. But yeah, always good for the newbies. So welcome to the revolution. Always free content. Yeah, we'll discuss anything to do with trading, mostly do stuff from this group. Yeah, so remember as well, if you need any assistance, we've got one-to-one coaching. Again, always free. We're not looking to charge you to make enough money from subscriptions to buy a Lambo, because we don't need to. Also, we've got loads of stuff here. Look at this, all backed up on the cloud. We're waiting to just upload it and send it across bit by bit, as well as our YouTube channel with all of our vids. So we're slowly getting there, slowly building up a good resource for everybody. Oh yeah, don't forget the podcast as well. Right, that's enough of that. Let's crack on. Oh yeah, I've got to say podcasts. Always talk about podcasts. Love the podcast. Love doing podcasts. All psychology, trading psychology. They're a massive help for anyone. They certainly help me. Of course, then we're going to go through risk management as well. That's a big one. But yeah, there we go. Right, let's have a look. Let's crack on. So what is the MT strategy? So it's momentum. So we're looking for a trending market. So in this case, we were looking on Friday is a good example. Friday morning, looking to short the FTSE, the UK indices. It's 4 years since Brexit, and they still haven't sorted it out. And they've been talking about having no deal, so that was all about this week. 4 years this week. We've been in a downtrend. We've had a retracement, so we're looking to get in on this pullback to complete, because it's a bearish move, to complete the sort of an N shape. So we're looking for back down. You can see it's deceleration and consolidation using the higher time frame. So in this case, using the 1 hour. So we use 1 hour, 4 hour daily for intraday trading, and we're looking for the awesome indicator, which is this one, to provide the volume, and then we start seeing a bit of a change in sentiment. So we've got the pullback, consolidation, have a 200 EMA as well on the 1 hour, providing a bit of resistance, a 61.8 fib. So multiple confluences, and we're basically looking for a curl back down to continue with this momentum. What we don't want to do is we don't want to get in when this move is happening, if we're getting in here, unless we're getting in at the start when it breaks here. Otherwise, you wait for a pullback, which is what we got. So we're looking for it back down. So you want to trade with the trend, which is the path of least resistance. We want to ensure that price is above or below the EMAs, not stuck in the middle. So in this case, we've got the 200 EMA here, which is helping alongside with the fib is what we're saying. So allow the move to develop. Look for a fib pullback before continuation in the same direction, and bias, which is pretty much what we're looking for. Look for the pullback and then get in. So they're the basics for the strategy and how it plays out. So this is what we'd look at on the high time frame. To look for entry, we're looking for smaller time frames, so like a 15-minute or 5-minute. So in this case, you can see that we've got some bearish bias and signals here on the 15-minute, and it's a round number. So you see that trade signal, that idea that we shared on Friday, it was to get in short at 6221. So price spiked up, retested the high, and we took an entry there to take it down. Now we were ultimately looking for 6150s. Did take some off when it got down to 6200, retest the N shape here. And 6180s, so there was some good profit taking down here from some of the guys that took this, and then in the afternoon it played out, and it did actually go down there. If I show you exactly what happened, so this is the 4 hour chart here. This was the pullback, here's the pullback on that 1 hour. You can see it went down, and some profit taken. Then it did do a bit of a pullback, bit of a higher pullback, just to test the highs, just to make sure that it does a bit of a liquidity grab, bit of a stop, bit of a stop grab, pullback, get up there. But then it did actually go down and eventually arrive at our target, pretty much T1, bang on. So that's momentum. That's the basics of a momentum strategy. That's our first example. The second example, again from Friday, funny enough, and we posted this one this time in the VIP group and shared it with our VIPs. This is the US stock market, the US 30, the Dow Jones. Same price action, so bearish, waiting for a pullback. We had Thursday night into the close on Thursday night. We had this sudden pump up from around 8 o'clock, that last hour of the US session. 50% retraced to the 50%. So we initially took some shorts there, allowed it to retest again, took some shorts again in the morning, and got in on that and called it. Again, momentum, looking for the pullback to a key fib, in this case, halfway. Really nice. Three points of contact. Really tried to do it 3 times, retesting. So it was a really good entry for when the London markets and European session started, for a nice little drop down. So how did we plot the fibs and look for the move down? So this is what happened. This is what we did. Our target was initial sort of big target was 25,300, back down to here. And then depending on the momentum, maybe take it all the way down to the end shape. But show you how that played out. So this was the move. So to our T1. So we've got in here. We've had this pullback as well, bit consolidation, and it's come down to 25,550 was our first target. So we got out there, took some profit, expect to see some sort of a bounce up, and then we were interested in the pullback to see further momentum. Put some fibs on this range to see what sort of pullback we would get. We did attempt actually to get in a couple of more times, but it just kept going higher and higher, above the 600. We were looking to short it here, but it did actually pop higher and go up first. Again, using the 5 minutes and the 15-minute charts, time frames to look for entry. Ultimately looking for our T2s. So that's what momentum is all about. It's about catching the start of a move. Now, in terms of how aggressive you want to be, there's the initial kind of breakout move and the initial move, and you can jump on that and capitalize. If you want to be a little bit more cautious, perhaps you allow this move to develop, let it come down and test previous structure, test a key support, which you can see tested there and there, let it bounce up, and then look for the entry to take it back down to at least here as your T1. Complete that in shape, and then maybe have an extension on down. So there's always an opportunity, and that's what the MT strategy provides. So it's a never-ending buffet in that respect. Now, if you are a little bit more advanced and in terms of looking for a bit more of an aggressive break, an aggressive entry, you'd probably start looking at the first initial break here if you're around for it. But as I say, if you're waiting for a retest, go up, and then any retest of the highs with the fibs and failed, that's when you'd get in on the second effort. So that's what we were looking at, and then this is pretty much what happened. So we had that move down. We had actually went to 38.2, and then it did a sharper move down to the 50% of this range, and then it made a nice retracement up, and it basically went all the way up in an effort to retest those highs. And at one point we thought maybe if it breaks this high, then all bets are off and we start looking for maybe a Friday rally, but it didn't do that. It did actually start curling and fading, so it was a case of getting in again, and sure enough it gave us a decent move down with momentum to complete the end shape. So really nice strategy to use when there's momentum. So a trending market, so in this case bearish trending market, wait for a pullback to key levels using EMAs, using fib levels, and then looking for entries with stops above, and looking for these moves back down. So that's in essence what the MT strategy is about. So really good high probability strategy that gets used probably more often than the other two strategies. Our next example is cable, so pound dollar. So we'll take a look at it on the 1 hour time frame. So you can see that we were decelerating and consolidating, and then all of a sudden we had our first sharp bearish candle, which was a signal really to give us the momentum that we needed to provide that move back down to give us the end shape. So this is the start of the move. So we did actually post this in the free group as well, and we did actually say it when we were looking at the FTSE. You can see it here has remained bearish, so it's just lack of volume. So we're looking for a bit of a move. This is Wednesday's chart, but this was Friday's analysis saying looking for a break of 124, so $1.24 to test 123.80s and then 123.50s as a couple of decent downside projections. And that's pretty much what we were looking for. So that's the initial move on Wednesday. It started the bearish move, so we were looking at shorts on these shorts. 124.90 there, so it breaks 125, and it starts to move back down. So that's momentum breaking through the EMAs, which are now providing that resistance, and this is what it looks like on a 1 hour chart. Again on Friday morning, so you can see that move did develop down to test the 124 area. It didn't break it or test it or touch it as yet, but you can see it was starting to make its move. And so we were looking on Friday at 123.80s, and then obviously back down to retest that low, and so that's pretty much the analysis, and that's what we're looking at. Because it's momentum, we've had the move up, we're starting to come down, and we're just going with the trend. So the trend's your friend, it's the path of least resistance, and that is what the MT strategy is about. And it's in its simplest form, which is fantastic. This is what happened. This is what's happened now. This is where we are currently right now as of this evening. So there was that consolidation, and then it broke, and it broke 124, and you saw when it broke 124, it did actually go and retest the lows, the 123.50s, 123.30s, and it's actually gone to test almost 123. So there's potential for further downside, and now on a higher time frame. So this is the 4 hour chart. We're looking for, with momentum, for a continuation to 122.50. It does like the 50 number, so it's a 76.4. It's a good fib area, and so we're looking for down to here. So we've got another 80 or so pips. See what happens this evening. So there's a good potential trade idea for free for you this evening for anyone who's decided to join us, and hopefully you can benefit from this. So there's a trend line support, resistance on the 4 hour, and you can see when it broke back down. So we had the crossover with the 4 hour, the trend lines here crossing over, tried to break up. We looked for 1 minute to be are we going to go up, and it looked to want to do it, and then it just ran out of steam. It just sucked in a few buyers, and then it started to break back down, and there was the trend change, or the resumption to the downside with the momentum. So this is what we wanted. We wanted a pullback so we could get in short, and that's what it's given us. A brilliant setup, and it just helps you identify these setups, but also it helps you to not just jump in. So you don't want to be jumping in short here when it's at a key level of support, in this case a 618. You want to wait for the pullbacks. You want to wait for this move to finish, and then you want to wait for confirmation like this and momentum to start again, and then we start shorting it once more. So yeah, this is the 1 hour. Let's just get that. There we go. To show you that there's the break, pullback, retest, and momentum to carry it down. So a really nice move. Okay, one final example. Euro yen. This is pretty much what's happening now. So this is for Friday morning, 7:46 pre-London Open, and you can see that we've got the momentum to take the price down. We've had a nice pullback to get in again, for it to curl over and put in that end shape. So come down and test that 200 EMA on the daily. So quite a powerful area. Also, it's a 50% around 119.40s. So for anyone following us, we post a video analysis pretty much every day, and this is in our watch list, and we keep giving this area as a decent T1 potential. So this is what we're looking for, the momentum to carry the price down and round. So in terms of entry is anywhere above 120. In terms of stop loss, it's anywhere above 121, maybe even lower, 120.50 area, somewhere like that. So it could be anywhere from like a 20 pip stop to a 50 or 60 pip stop, depending your attitude to risk, and in terms of risk to reward ratio, what you're looking for, and if you're going to try and swing trade this and take it down to ultimately a T2 target, which will give you best part of 300 pips on this move. So this is one that's actually setting up now, and it's a great example of the momentum strategy that's being used at the moment, implemented, and it is a potential free trade idea for anyone who's actually interested in how that. This is what we are actually looking for now. So 119.50 as a potential downside target. It may actually gap down at the open this evening. So in a little bit more detail, this is a 4-hour chart, so drill down from the daily to the 4-hour. We've got we've a lovely trend line support provided. So in terms of people wanting to wait and be a little bit more cautious, wait for the trend line to break, wait for this to be tested on the lower time frames, and then maybe take it down. Or if you have already gotten into this trade, or looking to get in on a little bit of a pullback, maybe set your T1 for 20-30 pips to that trend line, and then if it breaks that, maybe have a T2 looking for a retest of the previous low, and then possibly a fib extension, maybe a 127 might take it down to 11900s. So there's multiple levels, multiple targets that you can use with the momentum. Again, just to reiterate, momentum is, we've got this indicator here, it's called the awesome indicator, and it just helps when it's showing you that there's a break of the zero line, and it starts to break below. We start going back underneath, so we start breaking under here. So when it does this, breaks, you can see that it's following in line. It's just helping you sort of gauge what is the general consensus of this move, and you can see it's bearish. So you wait for the pullbacks, and the momentum strategy helps you identify the trend, wait for the pullbacks, and help you with the entry. And it's really that simple. Again, if you want to take advantage of our free groups and the coaching, then we can help teach you how to use this and how to implement it over and over and over. It's a very simple strategy, high probability, and this is pretty much what's going on right now, live on the 1-hour, 4-hour, and the daily on the euro yen. So we're interested in seeing. So we've had this move down, so you could have had some pips on that move down to test the trend line, and pretty much what we were talking about. Break of the 50 on this range on an intraday basis using a 1-hour time frame, consolidation, slowly breaking down. You can see because of the lack of volume, it just takes a little while, and it can just chop around. So you have to be really, really patient. But move down, bounce up, and you can get in again for a potential move down. Again, using indicators and the momentum, etc. But that's pretty much how it works, and we are looking for any break of that trend line for a bigger, deeper move to the downside, and as shared on the 4-hour and the daily, and now the 1-hour. So hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. As I say, if you want to get involved and you want to understand our strategies a little bit more and actually see them playing out and actually see them being used on a daily basis, just join our groups, join our Telegram groups, join our Zoom as well. Zoom calls, live trading sessions every day from about 1 o'clock London time, which is about 8 o'clock New York time, and get involved. All the details are in our bio, all the information are in the links provided. Just have a little look. Have a look at all the social media stuff as well that we do, because then you can just follow along and see. It's all free content, so I'm sure a lot of it you'll find useful.